assault with deadly weapon, 2023.
Okay.
And then there's some federal.
Okay.
Okay, so DWI, third or more, July 27th this year, about 3:48 p.m. A PSO officer conducted a traffic stop of the defendant's vehicle for failure to stop, to make a complete stop at a stop sign at 14400 block of Gregg Drive. Anyway, the defendant who was driving the vehicle refused to stop. After the officer honked his horn twice or so, the defendant finally stopped his vehicle at La Quinta. The officer made contact with the driver, who's the defendant here, and he was pat down, searched for weapons. The defendant admitted to having 2 drinks prior to driving. The officer observed signs of intoxication, such as bloodshot eyes, strong odor of alcohol. Defendant submitted to and failed the standard field sobriety test. He was swaying and he was stepping in and out of his position. He was then arrested, and he took a breath test with results of 0.220 and 0.222.
Okay.
Very high. This was accepted already, Your Honor.
Close to 3 times the legal limit. All right. This is what the court's going to do in this case. It's going to be right now, the total bond right now is $35,000. So what I'm going to do is going to be $7,500 cash or surety, and then it's going to be $25,000 PR. Okay. With the same conditions he was given at magistration. 1, on any car he's driving, he must obtain an alcohol monitoring device, in which he's going to be testing every time he drives to make sure he is not drinking. 2, if for whatever reason he's not driving any cars, he must obtain a portable unit. He must report to a PR1 officer as instructed. That means, sir, you will report on the day they tell you to report. Now, when you fill out reporting, you cannot commit any new offenses while this case is pending. You're not allowed to possess or consume illegal drugs or alcohol. And when you report to PR1 officer, they may very well be testing you also when you report in person, sir. Do you understand? Right now, so you're responsible financially for $7,500, which is the bonding company charges us the traditional 10%. But again, I don't know how much a bonding company will charge you. Bonding companies are very particular, but your bonding company, if they go the traditional way, you're looking roughly around $750. Right now, Ms. Rivera, I'm going to ask you some questions. I have to get a hold of you, sir. Ms. Rivera, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Sir, do you have an email address?
Pues ahorita yo no tengo correo electrónico, las que tienes mi mamá y mis primas, pero les podría dar el número de teléfono de ellos.
Yes, please. What is the phone number of your mother?
Es 227-9432.
And what is your mother's name?
Silvia Gutiérrez.
And just to confirm, the area code to her number is 915?
Sí.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, sir. Thank you. Officer, next.
Your Honor, I need to correct for this one. He has no federal records. It was just a DUI in another state.
All right. Thanks. Gracias.
Next one, Judge, is Hernandez Jesus.
Thank you. Okay. Officer, ¿usted es Jesús Hernández?
Sí.
Ok. Señora, vamos a cancelar, su audiencia va a ser cancelada porque usted, el juez de la Corte 409 lo tiene detenido sin fianza. Entonces no hay nada que podemos hacer en esta corte porque ese juez no me da permiso de tocar sus casos. Su abogado, cuando se le asigne un abogado que se le va a asignar en el siguiente día, lo va a fijar una audiencia en frente del juez Medrano para ver si él quiere dar una fianza, señor. ¿Ok? Gracias. Next.
Next judge is Martinez Daniel.
Okay. I think he's an FFJ, guys. English, Español, English, Spanish. All right. All right, Ms. Noyola, this is a little different, but I'll use your services normally. All right. So Mr. Martinez is wanted on 2 charges out of the state of New Mexico. One's a controlled substance charge. The other one is a weapons charge, okay? When you first came in, sir, they explained to you your options. They told you about the 90-day option and the 20-day option. Do you remember that?
Sí.
My understanding is you want to do the 20-day option where you want to just say, I want to sign and go back voluntarily to New Mexico. Is that correct?
Sí.
Okay. So what I have here is I have two documents that I'm going to sign for you since we're not in the same room. All these documents say is that you're the same person that they want in New Mexico and that you are agreeing to go back voluntarily. And that you're also waiving the right to an
A
attorney.
mí no me
Okay?
buscan en Nuevo México, me buscan en Colorado.
Sorry, it's Colorado. My bad. It's in Colorado, okay? So
Okay.
basically, it's saying that you're the same person that went in Colorado and that you are agreeing to go back voluntarily. If
Sí.
you're not admitting anything at all about the cases, for that, you gotta go fight it out with them over there, okay? So what's gonna
Sí.
happen is this. Colorado's gonna be notified today that you have signed. They have 20 days, starting tomorrow, to pick you up. If they don't pick you up after those 20 days, then we'll release you from El Paso, and we don't forget about anyone, and every day counts. Weekends and holidays count too, sir, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Gracias.
Judge, that was the end of my part. My partner's ready.
Yeah, I saw that they were already locked on. Thank you, officer. Okay, next officer, if you're ready, by all means, hop on.
Yes, I got a Spanish speaker.
Okay, perfect. Well, we got our interpreter right here. All right. Name, nombre.
José Sandoval.
All right. So Mr. Sandoval is here on actually, I think this is a second-degree felony. This is a charge of smuggling of persons while fleeing. Okay? He's got a $100,000 bond. I don't know yet, sir, who your permanent attorney is going to be, but for purposes of this bond reduction hearing, you will be represented by Ms. Gavel from the Public Defender's Office. She's going to try to convince me to lower your bonds. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor. Then I'll make my decision as to what happens to your bond. Ms. Gavel, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Did you say
Sandoval Jesus Rios.
Sandoval. Ríos.
Sandoval.
José.
okay? Sorry, I was looking under here.
Sandoval Jose Rios, yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Your Honor, Mr. Sandoval indicated that he lives in Austin, Texas. He rents a room there. He's been here in El Paso just for 2 days. He does have a work permit and is adjusting status. Completed the equivalent of middle school and secundaria. He has no family here in El Paso. He has his brother in Austin. He works as a carpenter and machine operator. Mr. Sandoval indicated and explained that he was answering an ad in the paper, that he had no clue that this is what he was going to get into. It seems just from what he was telling me that now we'll probably have the situation of ads for these type of things as opposed to just the traditional things that we have here on the border. But in any case, he can be reached at 512-699-4635. He is asking for a PR bond or any relief the court might find fitting. Thank you, Judge.
My problem with him is not that. It's that he didn't stop when the officer tried to stop him and then put him
I know, Judge, but we've heard
on
of,
chase. Okay.
there's a lot of duress when it comes to
I know. I'm just telling you, that's what
stop
the
this
most
and this
concerning thing. All right, Ms. Zavala, prior criminal history? Muted.
One DWI, one, and then one federal for alien present without admission in 2023. That's the federal, and then the DUI was in, I believe, 2023. I'm sorry, there's obstructing highway passageway Class B. That's a conviction right there, April 12th, 2023. The DUI, I don't have the disposition yet.
All right. Go briefly with the facts of the case, please.
Sure, Your Honor. So July 27th of this year, Texas DPS was conducting surveillance in the area known for smuggling aliens, and that's on Executive Boulevard and Paisano. And a trooper initiated a traffic stop of a Honda Civic vehicle after it was observed obstructing a roadway and picking up two individuals. So two individuals ran into that vehicle. And so, despite the traffic stop by the trooper, the vehicle continued to travel and failed to stop. And it went all the way to Paisano, where it pulled over into a parking lot at 4120 North Mesa at which point 3 occupants exited the vehicle, including the defendant here, and they all fled on foot, abandoning the vehicle that's still running. The vehicle keys, however, were nowhere to be found anywhere in the vehicle. However, they found an insurance card that shows the defendant's name on it. Officers then chased the subjects, apprehending 2 individuals at first, and they were both determined to be undocumented non-citizens. Officers then found defendant behind 4130 North Mesa Street, and defendant was found to have the keys to that abandoned Honda Civic vehicle. And when asked why he did not stop, defendant said he panicked and was told to not stop. We don't know who told him not to stop, but he was with those 2 individuals. Defendant further admitted he was hired to smuggle those 2 UNCs.
Okay, I'm gonna put it at 15,000. That's our ruling of the court. Thank you. It goes from 100,000 to 15,000. Thank you. Okay, officer, who is next?
Ya estuvo.
¿Qué dice?
Did you understand what happened? ¿Entendió lo
De
que
100 a
pasó, señor?
15.
Yes. So your bond, when you first came in, your bond was set at $100,000. I reduced it to 15,000. That's my decision here this morning, sir. Thank you. Okay, officer, who's next?
Sí. Bueno. Una pregunta.
What's your name, sir?
Juan Micheletti, sir.
All right, so Mr. Chiletti, that these are 2 probation revocations on the County Court Law number 2 with Judge Gonzalez, each one set at $15,000. I don't know who your permanent attorney is going to be, sir, but for purposes of this bond reduction hearing, you will be represented by Ms. Gavel from the Public Defender's Office. She's going to present evidence on your behalf to try and convince me to lower your bonds. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, then I'll make my decision as to what happens to your bond. Go ahead, Ms. Gavel.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, Mr. Micheletti indicated that he lived with his mother and sister at 12844 Tierra Pueblo. He has lived in El Paso his entire life. He graduated from high school at El Paso Academy. He has 2 children. They are 5 and 10 years old. He also has his siblings, the rest of his siblings in El Paso. He indicated that he was served in the Navy for 1 year and was discharged after breaking his arm. He has phone number 915-294-8252 where he can be reached. He is asking for PR bonds or any relief the court might find fitting. Thank you, Judge. He indicated that his PO was changed and that he was never notified that there was a change.
The basis for the revocations are failed to report May and June of this year, and then also he has not paid any restitution. So that's the basis. All right. I'm just going to put each one at 5,000. If you want further relief, he needs to go see Judge Gonzalez. So each one goes from 15,000 to 5,000. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. ¿Qué sea?
What's your name, sir?
Jason Armendariz.
All right, so Mr. Armendariz is here on a charge of driving while intoxicated, second offense. I don't know yet, sir, who your permanent attorney is going to be, but for purposes of this bond reduction hearing, you will be represented by Ms. Gavel from the Public Defender's Office. She's going to try to convince me to lower your bonds. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, Ms. Zavala, to not make my decision. Go ahead, Ms. Gavel.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, Mr. Armendariz lives with his parents and siblings at 140 Mineria Street in Fabens. He's lived his entire life here in the El Paso County area. He attended Fabens High School where he completed up to the 9th grade. He has his parents, his siblings, basically his entire family in Fabens. He works for a company that makes radios. He has phone number 915-472-9868 where he can be reached. He is asking for a PR bond or any relief the court might find fitting. Thank you, Judge.
To clarify something, his bond is $10,000, but with conditions. Ms. Zavala, prior criminal history? Muted.
Going back all the way to 2020, but I see the most recent June 17 of this year for DWI. and it looks like his that's Class B.
It's a one or
Let me
two
see if it's
DWI.
on probation for yeah, 18 months probation
But it
from
says one or
17
two,
of this year.
one DWI or two DWIs.
Let me see, Your Honor.
Because my PSR says he got convicted on two DWIs. That's why I'm double checking it.
I'm double checking too. Other than that, let me see. There's one. Okay, that's possession CS dismiss.
Hold on a second here.
There's
Let's see.
arrest in 2024 last year, September, for DWI. Let me see if that was.
Let me see. 1077. Let me look at that one. 24.
That's the one for June of this year conviction. So prior to that, let me see.
Yeah, I know on 1077, he's on probation on that one. Then let me look at the other one. 2024 COC 08384.
There's quite a few of the POMs dismiss.
I don't care about that. Let's see.
All right.
So I don't see in the rep the prior before, the one I just mentioned, but in the
No, he's on probation in both cases.
in the Odyssey,
Odyssey shows both of us being probations, Ms. Avada. Just look at both of them right now.
the one cost ending in 1077. This is the
Probation, and then the 108384, it's also probation.
I'm looking at the one cost ending in 1077, I think. Let's see, it's coming up.
Yeah, see, and this one right
I'm in
here.
Odyssey right now, so
Both are probation cases. All right. So what that means is that this probably the DS office, what's going to happen to your case, sir, is that this case is going to be bumped up to a felony. Okay. So I mean, that's just something that I'm taking into consideration right now. Okay. And that explains also why the bond is at 10,000. All right. Basically, the allegations are he's blocking the roadway. They finding him asleep in the car with the engine running. I think he's intoxicated. They ended up doing a blood draw on him. All right. Court's going to do a split bond on this case. At least the only good thing about this is he was not involved in an accident. Like we've been seeing a lot of those lately. All right. It's going to be 2,500 cash or shooting. Oops. And then it's going to be 7,500 PR. Under DWI conditions, the same conditions that were explained to you, sir, are going to be the same conditions I'm going to impose upon you right now. One, on any car you're driving, you have to install a camera, ignition, interlock device, in which you're going to be blowing every time you're driving to make sure you're not drinking. Okay, if you're not driving any cars, you must obtain a portable unit, which is going to be testing every time, several times a day, again, to make sure you're not drinking. You must report to a PR1 officer as instructed. That means, sir, on the day you're supposed to report. Now, when you feel like reporting, you cannot commit any new offenses while this case is pending. In other words, don't get rearrested for anything else. You cannot possess or consume illegal drugs or alcohol, and when you report to PR1 officer, they may very well also be testing you in person. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Rivera's going to ask you some questions.
Thank you, Judge. Sir, do you have an email address?
Sir, email address?
The email address
Yes.
is JEEZY9ARMENDARIZ15@gmail.com.
Do you have a phone number for a family member or a friend?
Yes, 915-345-9761.
And who does this number belong to?
To my mom,
What is her name?
Patricia
What is her last name?
Cordero.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, sir, thank you. Next.
Okay, but what's
The
my
result is the following. It's
what's the bond
2,500.
though?
So you started with 10,000 in cash or shooting you have to pay. Now you have to be responsible for 2,500 of that, which should be about, assuming the bonding company charges us the traditional fee of 10%, you're looking roughly around $250. But again, I don't know how bonding companies are rather particular. So they charge us the traditional 10%, you're looking at $250. The rest are the PR bond conditions that I just explained to you, sir.
All right.
And instead of paying to pay 1,000, now you have to pay $250. Thank you. All right, sir, what is your name?
Oscar Macias.
All right, so Mr. Macias is here on a charge of criminal trespass with a $2,500 bond. I don't know yet, sir, who your permanent attorney is going to be, but for purposes of this bond reduction hearing, you are going to be represented by Ms. Gavel from the Public Defender's Office. She's going to present evidence on your behalf to try and convince me to lower your bonds. Then I'm going to hear from the prosecutor, then I will make a decision as to what happens to your bond. Go ahead, Ms. Gavel.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, may I proceed by question and
Yes,
answer?
ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Macias, if you're released from jail, where would you
Stop. I forgot to mention, he's also booked on a charge of theft of property less than 2,500 with 2 more previous convictions with a $2,500 bond also. Okay, continue, Ms. Gavel.
Thank you. Mr. Macias, if you're released from jail, where would you live? What's your address?
I'm homeless. I'm crazy.
And how long have you lived in El Paso?
2 years and a half.
What is the highest grade of school that you finished?
GD.
Where are you from?
California.
I'm sorry?
California.
Okay, what brought you to El Paso?
My mom.
Is she living here? Do you have any other
No,
family
everybody
here?
left. I'm here by myself.
Do you work?
No,
Do you have any money that you can pay to bond out of jail?
no,
Do you have any diagnosis like anxiety, depression, PTSD, anything like that?
depression.
Do you go to the doctor for that?
No.
Do you feel like you need mental health or substance abuse services?
I may have to talk to him, but not right now.
Do you have a phone number where you can be reached if you are released?
No, man.
Thank you, Mr. Macias. Your Honor, based on the information provided, we're respectfully requesting PR bonds or any relief the court might find fitting. Thank you, Judge.
Give me just a second in here. All right. Ms. Gavel, he's a public defender client, okay?
Okay.
I need a safety plan on him because if he doesn't have a phone, how's he gonna contact PR bond?
Well, he said he would go to the shelter, so I respectfully request that he be released through reentry if released. I mean, in terms of a safety plan, that's all they can do anyway.
Miss Zavala, prior criminal history. I'm just primarily interested in that. Don't. He's got a book out of California. I don't care about.
Yeah, a lot of, he was
I
in
just want to
CDC.
know. I just want to know about prior thefts.
Sure, Your Honor. In Texas, in 2024, Class B, criminal trespass and theft of property. Would you like me to go over the California records?
No. That's up to you. It's a book. I don't want to hear it. I just want to know anything having to do with theft.
Okay. So, would you like to hear the facts?
No, he goes to Walmart, shoplifts. He had previously been criminal trespass. I mean, what's there to say about it? He takes $142 worth of property, and then he had been previously warned not to. He cannot go to Walmart. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. No, we don't need to hear the facts, okay?
Yes.
But do you show any theft convictions on the rap sheet, or are we talking here probably Class C misdemeanor?
There is one that I mentioned in Texas in
Okay.
2020.
Yeah, I bet you probably also has
Four.
I bet you probably also has probably a
Clause
class.
ending in
Okay. Intensive level supervision PR bond with the following conditions. Okay. Defendant must report to his PR bond officer as instructed. That means, sir, you report when they tell you to report. Now, when you feel like reporting, the fact that you have a phone, sir, is not an excuse. You're going to be released to the shelter. Use their phone to call, because if you don't call the PR bond officer, we're going to revoke your bond. No ifs and no buts about it. And I'm going to hear later on, I did not have a phone, therefore I did not report, because I'm not going to buy that excuse. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
2, you cannot be rearrested for any new offenses while this case is pending. 3, you cannot go to Walmart, any Walmart in El Paso, Texas. Get that through your head. You understand that?
Yes.
You go back, they're going to charge you with another, just seeing you in their property, they're going to charge you with criminal trespass. I hope you understand that.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Rivera, good luck.
Thank you, Judge. Sir, do you have an email address?
No.
Do you have a phone number for a family member or a friend?
No.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, he's going to be released under to the shelter tomorrow morning on the reentry. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, sir, what is your name?
Luis
Okay.
Salcedo?
Salcedo.
Yes.
All right, let's get over here. So Mr. Salcedo is here on two matters. He's here on a charge of the 243rd District Court, burglary habitation violation of a protective order with a $35,000 bond. I will not be hearing this case because that court does not allow this court to hear any cases. So in that case,
Sorry, I was going to ask.
yes. And then the other one, you got a violation of protective order and you charged with a $50,000 bond, Ms. Gavel.
Sorry, Judge, I was just going to ask if you wanted me to make sure that he wanted to go forward.
Yes, I'm just explaining what she's here for. You talk to him and then let me know what you want to do.
Mr. Salcedo, did the attorney that interviewed you this morning explain that your burglary of habitation isn't before this court this morning?
He just told me there will be a bond hearing. That's all he told me.
Okay, so because that burglary of habitation is already assigned to a felony court, Judge Alwyn cannot hear it. So the question to you is, do you want to go forward with the other case knowing that the bond on the burglary of habitation is going to stay the same until Judge Moody, it's before Judge Moody, or do you want to wait today?
Just release, let us release.
Oh, sorry.
243rd.
Can you repeat again?
Do you want to go forward today with this hearing, knowing that your other bond is going to stay the same, and unless you have money to pay that bond, you'd stay in jail anyway? Or do you want to cancel today's hearing?
So whatever happens, it's going to be the same?
On the burglary of habitation, yes.
I guess let's just hear it.
Your Honor, Mr. Salcedo lives with his aunts at 4700 Hondo Pass. He's lived his entire life in El Paso. He went to Parkland High School. He has his parents, his aunt and uncle here in El Paso. He indicated he's currently looking for work. He has phone number 915-433-9875, where he can be reached. He is asking for a bond reduction or a split bonds on violation of protective order or any relief the court might find fitting. Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Zavala, per criminal history, primarily assaulted and violation of protective
Yes, Your
order.
Honor, I see at least 4 or 5. So 2006 Class B failure to identify, giving false info. 2011 Class B theft of property. 2012 Class B failed to identify again. And 2016 state jail felony theft of property with 2 or more previous convictions. And then there's an assault via family member in 2016 Class A. There's a third-degree assault family household member with previous conviction, 2016. That's 5 years confinement or probation there. The next one is state jail felony possession CSPG 1 less than 1 gram, August of 2023. And then some dismissed burglary of habitation. The next one is VOP order bias prejudice with 2 plus previous conviction, and that's third degree in July of last year, July 15. And then let me see what happened to one last year. It looks like that's suspended 4-year probation. There you go. 4-year probation for that third degree VOP last year.
All right. That would explain why they put the bond at 50,000. Briefly, just tell me what happened here, briefly.
Sure, Your Honor. So just to be sure, this is Luis Salcedo. The first one, the docket, we have incident date of January.
No. Just a violation of protective order. The one that we
yes, Your Honor. April 22 of this year. That's for JMAG 04836. EPPD officers.
No. It's JMAG. Okay, yeah, 4836. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. EPPD officers Sneed and Mendez were dispatched to 140 Audon, AUDOBON, apartment 139. They met with complaining witness Gloria Barraza, the same one that's on the first one. She said that the defendant called her the previous day telling her he's coming to her house, and the defendant came to show up to her house to speak with her about removing the protective order against him, and that he would break things until the PO is removed. I think it's a lifetime PO. And cost number 2025 ODO 0DO 0996. Okay, that's where the PO is. Officers then arrived and found 3 cell phones on the table, which appeared to be broken. 2 of those cell